Like, this shouldn't be like some weirdo. Do not live with your girl, bro. Don't do it. Well, Myron, I want to get sex. Like, I want to be able to, like, hang out with her and watch movies. No. Well, Myron, I live with a girl. That actually makes me less gay. No, it makes you very gay.
Guys, for the last...
What you mean? Living with your woman makes you gay? What? I guess I'm probably gay then.
like 7 years or so, it has essentially been my job to go on the internet and find stupid shit to talk about. So naturally, I've seen and I've talked about a lot of stupid shit. And it gets to a point where you really start to feel like you've just seen it all, like there's nothing really left to surprise you, nothing to catch you off guard. And right when you finally start to feel confident with that assessment, some guy gets in front of a camera and says that it's gay to marry a woman, and you gotta start all over again. Over the last 10 years, online discourse about what makes a man gay has become so unbelievably absurd that I honestly believe if you had a time machine and you went back 10 years ago today and you uploaded a skit onto YouTube of you just saying the bullshit that manosphere guys say these days about like what makes you a man or what makes you gay, anybody who was unfortunate enough to come across that skit would think that you were genuinely fucking insane, that you had lost your mind. And the reason that I say that is because the other day I came across a clip from Myron Gaines. If you don't know who Myron Gaines is, basically he's like if Ben Shapiro and Andrew Tate had a baby that grew up and unfortunately discovered podcast equipment. Yeah, that's basically Myron Gaines. I came across a clip from one of his streams where he claims that living with a woman makes you gay. No, I'm not. Well, actually, I am paraphrasing. He didn't say gay. He used a different word. But the idea was that living with a woman as a man makes you a gay man. And it's just...
Now, I see why he says that, though, y'all. Two things. One, he's a creator. So him even talking about the situation is going to have y'all in shambles in the comment section, arguing, fighting, and all that. And then two, there's a saying that says once you sleep with a woman for like a certain amount of time or live with a woman for a certain amount of time, you start to adapt to feminine ways like them. You become soft. You feel me? I don't know the whole quote, but it goes something like that. Y'all can search it up.
I think we're here, guys. This is it. This is the point of no return. We have gotten to a point where people are either just actually this fucking insane that they can say stuff like this and really believe it, or we're living in a time so crazy that people feel the need to say stuff like this, even if they don't really buy into it, just so they can stand out. Because you have to say shit like this these days to stand out. Neither reality is too good, I don't think. Now, normally, I don't really platform shit like this on the channel, but when I saw this clip, it was just so outlandish that I couldn't help myself, I'm not gonna lie. I tracked down the original stream and got some context for before and after the clip because the clip itself was only like 25 seconds and it was also maybe the worst quality I've ever seen from a clip ever. Had to watch a lot of the stream to get this for you guys, so hope you're happy. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
I'm just gonna say this because it came up a couple of days ago, right? Andrew Tate was talking about like having the HQ with the boys, right? And Nick Fuentes talked about it as well. And I saw a lot of people like, oh, that's weird, that's gay, living with your friends or whatever. Yo, I've been telling you guys this shit for years. Do not live with your woman. Like, this shouldn't be like some weirdo shit. Do not live with your girl, bro. Don't do it. Well, Myron, I want to get sex. Like, I want to be able to, like, hang out with her and watch movies. No. I'm going to tell you why. Living with your girl is going to make you a fucking shit. Okay? It's going to make you a fucking
all right.
That one kind of hurt. I ain't gonna lie. Cause it's like, I'm 24 right now. I've been living with my girl since I was 18. So that makes me gay now? Wait. That doesn't make no sense. You live with the woman, you're gay. I feel like people are starting to do anything for content, anything for views now. I think he knew, like, hey, today's segment, we're gonna talk about this gonna go. And it works. We can't sit here and act like it didn't work. But Myron Gaines is kind of like one of those people, though. He's the type to push the boundaries on everything. Women aren't nothing. Men are gay. Babies need a boy. He'll say anything crazy out of pocket. I don't know if y'all watch Fresh and Fit, but bro goes in. On his own channel, he goes in.
So, I don't really have any skin in the game on such a topic. I personally do not give a single shit about who you live with, whether you want to live with your girlfriend, whether you want to live with a bunch of your friends, whether you want to live with some person you met off Craigslist. I don't really fucking care. However, just as a human with what I hope is a functioning brain, might not be after how much of this shit-ass podcast I had to watch. At one point, this guy was advocating to bring back slavery. I mean, it's really something. The idea that living with a woman.
Did I not just hear what I think I just heard?
Back slavery. I mean, it's ass podcast I had to watch. At one point, this guy was advocating to bring back slavery.
Bring back slavery, gang? Don't get me wrong, y'all. I don't know if bro's black or mixed, white, mixed. It don't matter. Your ancestors is flipping in their grave, bro. You're crazy. Oh my gosh, I can't believe bro really said that. We gotta go find that clip. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I mean, it's really something. The idea that living with a woman, and as he just said, living with a woman with the goal of having sex with that woman frequently is somehow the behavior of a gay man, yet a grown-ass man having what he calls an HQ with the boys isn't? I mean, that's something. I don't really know what you'd call that. Maybe like mental gymnastics, maybe the result of like a lifetime of coping with your inner thoughts. I don't know, but it's definitely something. I mean, seriously, this is the kind of shit that dudes would say in the 40s when it was just too dangerous for them to come out and say that they were gay. I mean, yeah, I just like to live with a bunch of dudes and all we do is talk about each other and work out. It's just more fun that way. It makes me a better man. Women are kind of gross. Why would I want to live with one? What do you mean? Why don't we ever?
Now I get it. I get it. I understand now why he's saying all this. Bo is slowly coming out the closet. He not gonna come out the closet and be like, hey, I'm woo woo woo. But he kind of making these remarks to kind of give you the hint that like, hey, I might be, you know, from personal experience type, because that's the vibes he's giving. I ain't gonna lie, that's the vibes he's giving, that he trying to come out the closet, but he don't know how to say it, so he put in similes, metaphors, and it don't matter. Bro's tripping.
Wear clothes.
But living with her is fucking gay. Either live alone or live with other guys that are high fucking earners, high go-getters, and iron sharpens iron, bro. Iron sharpens iron.
Okay, so I'll bite just because this fucking viewpoint is so stupid. If the whole ideology here is that women are dumb and they're weak and they'll just bring you down, does that not mean that you are weak if you let that happen? Like, are you really a strong, worthwhile, valuable man if you have to live with a bunch of other dudes to not be a lazy piece of shit? Because to me, you sound like a loser. If you have to be around a bunch of other dudes who are constantly telling you what to do, maybe you should work on being good on your own. If you can't just self-motivate, if you have to be around other people constantly to get anything done, if you have to be around high earners to be a high earner, do you really have the capability to do anything on your own? Or are you just a lousy follower? Because I thought that's like the worst thing to these guys. Aren't you supposed to be like an alpha leader? I don't know. Seems like the whole ideology kind of collapses in on itself when all these strong dudes apparently cannot be strong dudes if they're around a woman for too long. Sounds like you're actually pretty fucking weak in the mind if that's the case. Doesn't really seem all that alpha or impressive to say, I can only behave like the people who are around me. If everyone around me is lazy, I mean, what other option do I have?
Lazy.
If you don't understand these rules, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna constantly get used and abused by women. You're gonna always get fucking, thrown to the side of the road, cheated on, or just like basically like taken advantage.
That's false. That is false. That is false. I can say that firsthand. That is false. Like I told y'all, I've been living with my wife since I was 18, gang. She lived with me at my parents' house when I was 18, gang. We still live together. What's that? 6 years later. I'm not. I mean, according to you, I might be gay. But to me, I'm straighter than a pencil.
Girls are going to constantly talk back to you. They're not going to take you seriously. They're going to disrespect you. And you're just going to live a miserable life. And this is what your father, your uncle, your brother, none of these are going to tell you what I'm telling you. Okay? This is decades of fucking experience. Living with your girl is not a good idea in most situations. It really isn't. Okay?
Okay, so like again, as he's saying here, he says this is from decades of experience. Is this him just admitting that he can't be around women too long or he becomes weak? Like, I doubt he'd ever come out and just say that flat out because I think he just wants to blame all of his issues on women, but that's what he's saying. I don't know how else you'd really take it. If he's saying this is from decades of experience, is that not him admitting that any time he has lived with a woman, he's become lazy and lost his self-respect? If that's what's happening here, I feel like that's a reflection of you rather than any sort of reflection on the woman.
Like, yo, if you gotta run shit by your girl, what are you doing? What the fuck? I don't want to do business with some nigga that's got to ask his wife for permission. That's fucking bro. That's gay. That's stupid. Well, Myron, I live with a girl. That actually makes me less gay. No, it makes you very gay because your girl's going to turn you into a fucking bitch. Okay?
Damn.
Your girl's going to 100% turn you into a bitch because women are lazy. Do you get that? Women are fucking lazy. They're not like us. They don't have a natural proclivity to fucking work.
The funniest thing on the planet to me is when a guy who does the same job as me complains about other people not wanting to work. My brother in Christ, we have the easiest job on the planet. We just complain on the internet all day long. If we were born 100 years ago, we'd be the guy on the street corner just yelling shit all day, and we'd be homeless. Also, it seems like guys like this are just incapable of looking past lived experience. Like Myron, if you lived with a woman and it changed how you behaved, that's perfectly fine. I'm also not like disputing that happens. Obviously, like who you live with is going to influence you, but it influences everybody differently. And you going onto the internet and being like, it's going to turn you gay to live with a woman because I guess you didn't like the way it made you feel when you lived with one yourself is fucking insane.
That's even if he lives with a woman, to be honest. Because he's talking like this, he must have had a bad experience. He must have thought a female was a female, but the whole time it was a man.
Makes no sense. I feel like a man marrying a woman and deciding to live with her has got to be like a top 10 least gay thing a man can do.
Women don't have to be hard workers to get laid. Women don't have to be hard workers to get sexual access and or reproduce. You do, though.
Okay, so I'm really not trying to like get bogged down, get stuck in the weeds here on this like bullshit incel discourse, but the idea that a man needs to be like a high earner, super successful guy to get laid is quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Now, like, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that the average person does not want to be with somebody that's successful and like has their shit together. That doesn't mean that's what happens, though. I mean, do you think the memes on the internet about like girls who let their boyfriends borrow their cars while they go to work so they can hang out with their boys all day are just like the result of a shared hallucination? No, that's lived experience, Myron. Go to like your local Chili's and find a waiter who looks like he doesn't shower. Yeah, I promise you that guy's not alone at night. Anyways, I feel like on that note, we've probably seen enough of this for one day. It truly just baffles the mind to try and comprehend like what's going on in these guys' heads. Like if he were to just have said something like who you live with is going to have an impact on your day-to-day, then like, yeah, obviously, that's just common sense. But to say that having a wife that you live with or having a girlfriend that you live with makes you a gay man is just so unbelievably comically stupid that you've got to hope that it's just like a joke or something. I don't think it is because I think these dudes just hate women. But like even for a dude who hates women, this just seems like a step too far. Just like one step too deep into absolute lunacy. I mean, I give it like 6 months before these dudes are saying shit like having sex with a woman makes you gay. It's gonna turn you soft. What you should be doing is fucking the homies. And be balls deep in your best friend at the HQ with the boys while you talk about your next crypto.
These guys gotta be stopped, y'all. They gotta be stopped. We gotta come together and do something. Cause bro just called us gay for having females and living with them, gang. He did. The same way he looks like the type to go protest outside the BET Awards like Jake Lane. We need to be protesting on him specifically. I'm gonna start a petition. I need everybody to sign it. Y'all let me know if y'all rock with the video. Hit that like, sub if you're new, and I'll catch y'all at the next one.